about it. It's really easy / hard as the dickens. So you get a little bit of joy from it. You get a lot of hard labor out of it. But in the end, it is all well worth it. Now, because I have a mic issue and I don't have a co-host to turn this over to today, I do have a very, very special lady here. We're going to talk a little bit about something she's done that she absolutely loves, and I hope that she can inspire you to follow your dream. My dream, since the moment I met her about a year and a half ago, was for her to be me in a movie. I really, really want to share my life story. I really, really want to finish this book. I really, really want you to look around and say, oh my gosh, if she can do it, I can do it. I want to inspire you to be the best that you can possibly be. I did never want to be anybody else. I wanted to live through my life, and I wanted to make it, and I wanted to survive. And there have been points in my life that I look back and thought, whoa, only but by the grace of God did you ever make it through that situation. You were not alone. A lot of you know the story of how my life was molded because my father never stepped up to the plate. My father never met me. My father never supported me emotionally or financially. My father just wasn't there, and he had the opportunity to be there, and he chose not to be. And I think the one thing, if I share my life story with you, I want you to understand that moms, dads, step up to the plate, because these kids didn't ask to be here. And all of my life, the one thing I wanted was my father to pat me on the back and say, well done, a job well done. He was never there, but I learned late in life that there is a father watching after us. There is a father who took every step I took. Now, sometimes I bet the good Lord was looking and saying, idiot, 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 what did you do and what were you thinking? But I made it through everything. And when I write, sometimes I get very, very depressed, and sometimes I get very sad, and sometimes I laugh. Sometimes I cry really, really hard. And sometimes I just say, it is what it is. And it is what it is because your life is designed exactly in, God had this plan. And his plan is perfect. And when I look back, I have some questions. When I get to heaven, I'm going to say, what were you thinking? Because my life took some really wild turns. It took some crazy turns. I went through some things that I would not want anybody to go through. And I talked to Heather about being me. If she were me, she might be, I think it's a very deep place to be. And I think it could depress somebody. And then I think it could lift you. So I think if she does me, she will be on the roller coaster ride of her life. I think it will be interesting. I think it will be fun. And I hope that it will inspire people. And it will inspire everybody to never, never give up. Now we're going to take a break and we're going to go to the community calendar. Purely so, we can put a battery in my mic. You know what? We probably ought to check these before we go on the air, but that's welcome to live TV. We are live Monday through Friday, and that's part of the game. What you see is what you get. We'll be back in just a second.
In today's changing world, some things should never change. Time-honored compassionate services are what families have come to know with Roper Funeral Home. Our professional and courteous staff offers traditional services, cremations, as well as advanced funeral planning, which relieves the burden from those we love.
Hello, I'm Kevin Roper. If you have any questions about the services we provide, we invite you to give us a call, stop by, or better yet, ask a family who has used our services.
Staying in tonight? Want pizza? Then call us, we deliver. That's right, at Papa's Pizza to Go in Ellijay, we have the cure for your hunger. Either dine in or let us carry it out. Give our new square pan pizza a try. We're delivering the best pan pizza you'll ever taste. And don't forget our all-you-can-eat buffet, delicious subs and spaghetti made fresh every day. Let us bring you a delicious meal or bring the kids in to enjoy our game room packed with the latest games and prizes. Dine in or give us a call for delivery. Papa's Pizza to Go in Ellijay, open 7 days a week. We're still celebrating our 50 years in business at the Bargain Barn, your outdoor sports store and more. Get unbelievable deals on firearms for the entire month of May. See our selection of Big Green Eggs. All of our new lines of clothing and handbags are in for the summer. Visit our redesigned showroom filled with fishing supplies, boats, and kayaks. And don't forget to stop by and register for our $200 gift card drawing in June. We look forward to seeing you soon. We're the Bargain Barn, Highway 515 in Jasper.
Lots of great new things to tell you about on the Encore edition of ETC3's Trading Time. Coming up this morning at 10, right after North Georgia Now Today with Sherry Martin. Are you looking to make your garden grow? I have some free alpaca manure, guaranteed to make your plants and vegetables flourish. Also available on the show today, a Jeep Scrambler set up for rock crawling. A couple of good buys on utility trailers. There's a bumper pull 2-horse trailer, a nice pine futon bed, and an oak entertainment center, a $40 freezer, and some more cute free kittens. You never know what you're going to find on ETC3's Trading Time. I'm Rich Scott. Whether you watch the Encore at 10 in the morning and midnight or the live show seen at 5 in the afternoon, Trading Time is a place to be if you are looking for a bargain. We invite you to call in your sale items during the live program at 5 o'clock, or you can list your items and shop online anytime at our website, www.etctradingtime.com. Chances are whatever you're looking for, whatever you need, you can find it among the more than 1,200 items on the Trading Time website, all for sale right here where you live in the North Georgia mountains and in the Copper Basin. Now remember, the Trading Time Encore is seen at 10 in the morning, right after North Georgia Now Today with Sherry Martin. We'll be back this afternoon live at 5 o'clock with an entirely new show and a whole new list of great things to tell you about. That's Trading Time, live local television that you find only here on ETC Cable TV. Now back to Sherry in North Georgia Now Today.
Welcome back. Okay, welcome to live TV. My mic was going then it died on me. So that is what happens in electronics when you are live. We are live, and yesterday we did something not many people would risk. We cooked live on TV. The timing was perfect. The cornbread came out perfect. It was wonderful. It was one of those things. Live television is risky business at best. And we're going to talk to some folks who have gone to television and pretty much opened their life and opened their door, and what you see is what you get. That is what is happening in television today. There are reality television programs going on everywhere. And the reality is, you folks like to see what happens when the real deal is there, whether it be good, bad, the ugly, the innocent, the crazy. You like live television, you like reality. And that's kind of what we are. We are real every morning, Monday through Friday. What you see is what you get. If things go well, it is a good day. If things go bad, it's a normal day. So that is what live television does. Now, one of the things that we are honored to do, we get to do live birthdays. If you have a birthday going on, you can pick up the phone right now and you can call us at 866-939-2329. We have a very special birthday. Marissa Jane Mayfield, June the 16th. She is 1 year old, and she is the child of ETC employee Cheryl Mayfield from Ball Ground. Are we still having technical difficulties? Okay, Marissa Jane Mayfield, happy birthday to you. And that is Cheryl from Ball Ground's child. So there you go. Happy birthday to you. We love sharing your stories. We love sharing the things that are happening with you. We love sharing the events that surround you. You know, we talked about something day before yesterday that I had no idea was happening, but this is a breakfast lunch program provided here in Gilmer County at the Gilmer High School for children who may not have a meal during the summer. And that's one of the great concerns. When school is out, there are a lot of children who will not have food on the table. So there are a lot of places, Gilmer High School, the Boys and Girls Club, excuse me, Ellijay Elementary, the school playground, the community food pantry who are offering meals. So check into this. You can call, actually, is there a phone number on here? One of the places you can call is the Ellijay Elementary Playground, the school playground. They are going to provide lunch, and the phone number is 706-515-5885. That is from 11:30 until 12. And this is something a lot of folks worry about, the children during the summer. I don't know if you've noticed it, but the economy is still not where it should be. We're going to take a break now and go to our community calendar. The community calendar is full of events. Tomorrow I have a couple of folks on, one from Ducktown, one from as far as we can get north, and one as far as we can get to the Jasper area. We're going to talk about 2 events that are going to happen, and these give back to the community. That's what we're about. We're about giving back to the community. Now, the film industry in Georgia is giving back a lot of money to the state of Georgia. There are movies being made everywhere. There are stars being found from Georgia. It's pretty cool that you can say, I live next door to her and she's on NBC. That's pretty cool. And we have found that Georgia is a film-friendly state. We want these movie directors to come here. We want them to share our stories. We have some amazing stories. We have the good, the bad, and the ugly. But we have some things that need to be told, and through reality TV, that may happen more than you think about. You may find that your neighbor turn on NBC, all of a sudden, I know her. I see her in the grocery store every day. So there are opportunities, and thank goodness Georgia is a film-friendly state. So we're going to take a break now, go to the community calendar, and when we come back, you're going to get to meet the lady that I would choose to be me. We'll be back in just a second.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't take for granted the mere breath that I take, all the covering I have of His mercy and His grace, 'cause I deserve death from the wages of my sins. Jesus Christ saved my life time and time again. For He loves you, He loves me, He loves us in spite of our forgiveness, regardless of the mess we manage. He takes care of our life, and I just love to give always praise. He's always our present. He loves us in spite of ourselves. Thinking about the times that I had nowhere to turn, relied on my so-called friends, a hard lesson learned. Then I realized the help I needed most was not of this world, but the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. He loves you, He loves me, He loves us in spite of our forgiveness, regardless of the mess we manage. He takes care of our lives, and I just love to give Him praise. He's our present help. He loves us in spite of ourselves. He loves you, He loves me, He loves us in spite of ourselves. Forgiveness, regardless of the mess we manage. He takes care of our lives, and I just love to give Him praise. He's always our present help. He loves us in spite of ourselves. Have you ever had an empty feeling deep inside? You couldn't even find a reason to continue life between you and me. I can see what you're going through, but testimony, He's the only one that can save you. Like a brother, there's no other that cares for you like this. So your mind, stop wasting time. You can't afford to miss this special love from above. He's giving you so freely. There's more He has in store, even more abundantly. He loves us in spite of ourselves. Forgiveness, regardless of the mess we manage to make. He takes care of our lives, and I just love to give Him praise. He's always our present.
We're back. Boy, this is a wild and crazy live day. Welcome to live television. Okay, I want you to get a close-up shot of Miss Heather. Miss Heather is taller than I am. She's built better than I ever was, but she reminds me of me. And the first time I met you, I looked over there and I said, whoa, if there was a movie about me, you could be me. That is too cool.
That is cool.
Now, we met because Deanne Rowland brought you to the set and introduced you to me when something was going on. What was going on?
I was doing a charity event for modeling. We were raising money for HIV awareness down near Augusta, Georgia, which is south of us, but it's still Georgia, keeping it close. And the money went to a children's hospital.
Right.
So
Okay, and your husband was involved because?
He was actually emceeing the event that evening.
Yeah. And from the emceeing thing, you also sing?
Yeah, I'm more of a songwriter than a singer, but yeah,
Okay.
I sing a little bit when nobody's looking.
Okay.
I put an album together, but that's a hip hop record.
Okay.
So, I can rap,
Oh,
which
cool.
is awkward.
Yeah.
But
It is awkward, isn't it?
Yeah, a little to look at
It is
him.
awkward.
Something he's not telling you though, he's a real good country singer.
Okay.
But that's something he does in the closet.
Okay, all right. We all have some things that we don't want to share. Yeah. Now I posted a picture of me when I was 19.
Yes.
And everybody kept saying, "Wow," and I said, "Wow, I see that as you." Did you look like that at 19?
Well, I about fell over when I saw the picture. I mean, it was like a doppelganger almost.
Isn't that
Yeah,
funny?
it was so
Yeah.
interesting and cool. And yeah, I saw a huge resemblance. A huge
Yeah.
resemblance.
Yeah,
I
I
can't wait to
remember
get on this project.
The first time I met you, I thought, she's me. She is me. If there is ever a movie about me. Now, you sent me a little blippet that you did
Yeah.
on fried green tomatoes. Okay, one of my very, very favorite movies ever. And it is one of those, Southern girls like to watch that movie.
Right.
But people all over the world like to watch that movie.
Right.
People like to see what we do in the South because we're a little crazy.
We're interesting.
We're interested.
And we're honest.
We're honest,
So-
and we let it fly. Whatever happens, happens. Now, have you ever been on a jet ski?
Yes, I have actually. There was a funny story. My mom actually turned her upside down when we were kids.
Oh, okay.
By accident on one. But yes, I've been on one.
Okay. Well, when you do me, you will have to do a jet skiing incident that I don't know can be recreated, but I
Oh.
think possibly it can.
Okay.
Now, when this happened, everybody said, "Why didn't you have a camera?" Oh my gosh, you'd have made $100,000 immediately. And that kind of made me start looking at my life, and I thought, I've done some wild and crazy things.
Yeah.
So to recreate this, the scene starts in the beauty shop, and I'm sitting there getting my hair done, and Freddie calls, and he says, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm getting my hair done." And he said, "What?" He said, "I thought we were going jet skiing." I said, "Well, we are, but I don't get wet." And he said, "You go jet ski and not get wet?" I said, "Oh, no, I do not get wet. I do not get in lakes. I do not like lake water. I do not get wet." Boy, did I eat those words that day.
That's funny. So it started out in the beauty shop?
It started out in the beauty shop.
That's
yes.
awesome. That's like, you know, how every normal, wonderful movie starts out is in a beauty shop.
Yeah, yeah. I was in the beauty shop, and he's going, and Pam is teasing my hair and spraying it real stiff at that point. And I told her, I said, "Now spray it stiff because I'm going jet skiing." And she said, "I'm doing your hair for you to go jet skiing?" I said, "Yeah, but I never get wet." And I said it 15 times. I'm like, "But I never get wet." Well, boy, did I make an idiot of myself that day.
Oh, wow.
I not only got wet, I got drowned.
We'll have to get a stunt coordinator to help us
yeah.
with it.
well, I'm sure with her driving, she'll probably
my
recreate whatever you did naturally.
Yeah.
You won't even have
Yeah.
to try to do it. It'll just happen.
Yeah. Now let's talk about what you've just done with NBC. Okay. How did you get the part? How did this happen in your life?
Well, my husband and I know a casting director, and they were looking for, I should say we met a casting director at dinner, and they were looking for some comedic couples. Well, we were out at dinner with a couple of our friends, and you know, we were batting back and forth at each other, and this girl walked up and said, "I would like to cast you." Well, for what? You know, I've never even heard of the marriage ref, never.
Right.
Had never heard of what was going on. I don't watch a lot of TV. I have a small child. And one thing led to another. We went to go audition kind of like as a joke almost, but everything that we were telling was real about our life. It kind of goes back to those stories, you know, things are so crazy, they're funny, or so bad,
Right.
they're good.
Yeah.
And we wound up being cast. And that's how it happened.
Okay. Now, this is a program that centers around reality. Okay.
Yes.
Funny reality.
Yes.
We need something to laugh about.
Absolutely.
Okay. Who's the director of this?
The executive producer is Jerry Seinfeld,
Okay.
and the directors were the producers that we worked with. I think that's how the lineage goes. It's NBC, it's syndicated, so
Right.
I would just say that there was multiple directors and multiple writers that we worked with, that were wonderful, because if you've never had an experience like this, it's a little bit intimidating at first and a little scary to bring out the funny on TV for the world to look at.
And the stupid, because sometimes we do stupid things.
Absolutely.
You know? And we know, don't tell him, but all men do stupid
Absolutely.
things.
He knows it.
Okay, now did they involve your child at all?
Yes, they did. They were so sweet to him, and this was his first time on film, so hopefully it's gave him a little spark. Him and his dad actually recorded a song after this because they got the little entertainment bug, and the Atlanta Falcons picked it up for the Super Bowl, last year. So he's enjoying it.
Good.
He's enjoying it.
Now, tell about, it's an hour-long program, is that right?
It's an hour long. The best way that I could explain it, they have changed the setup from last season for season 2, so it's a little bit more stoic, a little bit more in your face, very funny, almost like the American Idol of comedy is the way that I could explain it, possibly.
Okay. All right, and who created this? Whose idea was it?
I believe it was Jerry Seinfeld and his wife.
I was going to ask you, do you think from his life, because he is so funny.
Yes.
He is so funny. Do you think from his life he looked back and said, well, if we as a couple are doing these wild and crazy things,
Oh, I'm sure.
I wonder if all American couples have these moments.
I'm sure. He had to get the know-how or the desire to create this story from somewhere.
Right.
He had to be inspired from somewhere. I don't know where, but I'm sure.
I'm sure. Okay, now you have another movie coming out. Tell me about it.
The movie's called Connected. The viewers can see it on movieconnected.com. That's in the pre-production process. I'm going to be working with Bill Goldberg. A lot of people in North Georgia know him as the WWF wrestler in Atlanta a few years ago. And
I know him as having bad knees.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to sell him a house.
Oh,
And
really?
I remember every time we would go to look at a house that had lots of steps.
Yeah.
He's like, had bad knees from wrestling.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah,
that's a pretty rough
He's
sport.
a good guy.
Yeah, he seems pretty nice. Have a beautiful family, wife, a kid. They live over in California, so we're going to be filming either in Charleston in Atlanta, or just Atlanta, or Savannah, and then in Ghana, Africa. The movie, without me giving too much away about the movie, it's a period piece, and I'll be playing a 1700 plantation owner's daughter. Is who I will be playing. So.
Plantation owner, as in Gone with the Wind type plantation?
Yeah, absolutely, and something very similar to that. Probably will have the big dresses, and all of that kind of stuff. So hopefully it'll be filmed in Georgia somewhere.
And hopefully you film it in the middle of December, because Savannah in a big dress in the summer does not sound like fun to me at all.
I know, no. And trying to stay in character, sweltering heat.
Yeah.
We're scheduled hopefully to start filming in July. We're waiting on the director to get off of a huge project that he's working with over in Hollywood. His name is Matt Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher's brother is the one that's going to be doing it, the directing.
Okay, how did you get the acting bug?
Well, as a joke, my husband and I kind of went to acting class on a date joke, us being our normal silly selves, trying to find something to do to keep our minds busy when we're not busy. And it just went from there.
Wow.
That's how it happened.
Now, would you pursue it earlier in life if you had it to do over again?
No.
Would you have taken acting lessons?
Possibly.
Okay.
Yes, because it's fun. That's what's fun about it.
And were you involved in modeling at all when you first started getting out in the public? What was it that said, I can get out here and I can get in front of all these people?
It was really a dare. I mean, the whole thing was really a dare with him and I, and it was just it was just a date, and we just wanted to be fun. Now, as far as the modeling goes and the charity events, that was more of a tug on my heart. Not to say, look at me, or I'm beautiful. It was more to help others out, because I was asked
And I don't know if our viewers will notice it, but you're not 5'2" and weigh 103.
No.
You are the real deal.
Yes.
And I think that is what I loved about you. You would get out there and say, look, this is me.
Yeah.
I'm not 5'3" and I don't weigh 105 pounds, or, I've gained 90, I'm above 99 pounds or something. You were the real deal.
It's important for younger girls to realize that even when you do see these movie stars, these huge elite A-list movie stars, they're very small. They have to be. They have a lot of pressure put on them. And I can't allow that to happen to me. That's just not who I am. I'm almost 6 feet tall and 180 pounds, and that's normal.
Right.
That's very normal.
And it's funny because I know Freddie Brackett is sitting there laughing himself to death that I chose you to be me when I'm very short and dumpy and you're very tall. So it's like, yeah. That's
our personalities, something just brought us together, I guess, magnetic.
It is a weird thing because I guarantee you there will be pictures of you and I and it'll look like Mutt and Jeff. So.
That's normal though, anywhere I stand around most anybody. I'm not one that can wear high heels and have fun doing it because I thought people were looking at my nose.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Now, what do you see in your future? Do you see you ever writing your own script?
No. No.
Okay.
Not at this moment, I don't. I love writing as an outlet. As far as the time and with the family and my husband and child and with our careers. Not right now at this moment.
Okay. All right, the marriage ref. Take us through a little bit of what they did coming to Jasper.
They called us, first of all, about fell over whenever we got the phone. He said, Heather, there's a phone call down here. I said, really? It's NBC. No, it's not. I thought he was lying and playing a joke on me. And so I got the phone call, and they said, we need you in New York. We need both of you. Well, when? Are you serious? And so we flew up to New York. They took us up there and put us up and fed us well and clothed us and took us into the studio. What was so cool is we got to see...
well, they filmed at our house first.
Yeah, they filmed at our house first. Excuse me. You want to tell them about that part?
When they filmed at your house, did they want your house to be normal? Is your house spick and span and perfect?
Oh, my God.
Okay, you go ahead and give us the dirt on her house.
I think that our house is probably a cleaner place now than when they filmed at it because I've done some improvements. But they're just taking this argument that we had and making us do it on film, and it just comes off hilarious. I mean, this is a real argument, but whenever you're arguing in front of a camera, it just turns funny. I don't know why.
Because it looks like the junkyard dog died in our yard.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, they took, and I tried to clean up a little bit, but then they look around and then drag my junk back out. I'm like, all right, let's film it like this. But it was
They
real.
put it in its natural state.
Yeah, they didn't let me clean up too much. It was pretty funny. Our argument was over my scrap pile. I think I'm allowed to tell them that, ain't I?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Now, there are certain things you can't disclose. You can't disclose winners. You can't disclose prizes.
Right.
There are things that you have to be cautious about. But tell people enough that on July the 10th, they will want to tune in to NBC.
July 10th at 10 p.m., which is NBC's comedy prime time. You want to tune in or DVR it if you're not going to be home.
Right.
The town of Jasper will be on TV as well, so we did Jasper proud.
They got a clip of Main Street in there. I saw it.
Good. Now, where do y'all live?
We live over off of 108.
Okay.
Real close to where the tornadoes hit. Over in that area off of Henderson Mountain Road. We have some land over there, and we live in this real tall, skinny, I call it the toothpick house. It looks like a townhouse, similar to what you would see in the big city, but it's stuck right on top of this big mountain.
Oh, wow. Wow. Now, when they showed up, did they refer to you as country bumpkins or rednecks, or how did they treat you?
They didn't, they treated us wonderful. They laughed with us. They never once called us a name. I don't see how they didn't. I would have called us names. They're from the big city of New York.
Right. Can you imagine, now think about that, leaving Manhattan or New York City or the Bronx and coming to downtown rural Georgia? It has to be a shock.
Yeah, I would think so. We referred them over to the Woodbridge Inn, to Hans's place, because we thought that was the greatest place, and they loved it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do a lot of traveling. From what I got from their careers, they're not home a lot, and they've traveled and saw some really cool places. And I think that you would have to love to travel to be in that job and love people. And they really, the producers and writers that came down really showed that. love for people. They were just very kind to everybody. I think they liked it.
Now, what kind of crew came? Like cameras, director?
Everything.
Okay.
Camera crews, directors, producers.
Now-
There was 2 camera guys, 1 sound man, and a director.
Okay.
Yeah, the sound man lives locally here in Atlanta, and I'm assuming, I don't really know how they found him. He works with NBC a lot. We got to work with a camera guy that's photographed Cameron Diaz and done a few Victoria's Secret models, you know, runways. So he was kind of, I should say, out of his element for work, maybe, but really enjoyed it. You know, us Georgians and Southerns really showed him a good time.
Did they eat? Do you think they ate grits or biscuit and gravy when they were here?
I hope so.
I hope they would not leave here without having some
I
of the
know.
finest that we serve.
I would hope so.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
When we went up to New York, we definitely ate some Italian food.
Oh yeah.
So that was quite a story in itself.
Oh yeah, New York was a blast.
Uh-huh.
I love New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been to New York. I always wanted to see the Statue of Liberty, but I found out in order to get there, you've got to go to New York.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't willing to leave it, you
And
know?
yeah, well, I was really scared about going. I mean, here I'm a little Georgia Southern girl that's never been any further north than the Mason-Dixon line, and I can promise you that. And as far as west as Texas, that's anywhere I've ever been. And when we flew up there, I was very nervous and very scared. But
Now she done rode on the subway.
yeah.
She done rode on
But
that
the people are
subway.
really nice. I
And
was
in
surprised.
taxi
Listen, he's
cabs.
awful.
Yeah.
The people were really nice. The Statue of Liberty was awesome. If
I
you
can
haven't
imagine.
done it, do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
I always wanted to go there.
Maybe we
and to
can go
Ground
together.
Zero. Yeah. Did you get to go to Ground Zero?
Yes, it was very surreal. I teared up.
The Ground Zero is a construction site now.
Yeah, right,
So
it
it's
is.
like, other than the people peddling photo albums of awful pictures on the
Wow.
corner.
How sad.
Yeah,
How
I'm like,
sad.
what are you selling this for, man?
Yeah.
Selling pictures of people jumping out of windows. And so
That's-
I thought that was
yeah.
kind of creepy.
That is probably
But,
the most horrific day in American history. So for people to take advantage of it, that is pretty sad.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad. Now, would you ever leave Georgia if somebody said, in order to have a career in film, you have to come to Hollywood, you have to go to LA, you have to go to New York? Would you do that?
I would think about it, but I think a lot of it is moving to Georgia.
Right.
So I'm not really sure if I would
hope
have to
so.
move. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hope that we wouldn't have to move.
Well, I love Queen Latifah.
Yes.
Love that woman.
Me
She
too.
is like my forever idol. And she is doing a film now in Georgia with Karen Peck and with Dolly Parton. We are finding that Georgia is film friendly.
Yep.
Now, a lot of folks were screaming and yelling because they shut down the interstate the other day to do, what is it called, The Walking Dead? Or
I think so. About
anyway,
the
one of those
zombies.
gory zombie things,
Yeah.
yeah. And everybody's like all upset, and I'm counting the dollars. Cha-ching, cha-ching,
Yeah.
cha-ching. Do you know how much money they paid to do that?
Yes.
It is so cool that
A
they chose
lot.
Georgia.
They employ so many people too, from food services to hotel services.
Right.
And
to-
Georgia's given Hollywood a tax break. That's why they're moving
Yeah.
so many studios down here.
Right.
Heather and I were in
Oh,
Fast
yeah.
5.
Fast and Furious.
Okay.
That just came out in theaters, and I mean, it's not like we had speaking roles, but
Right.
we were like on the train at the beginning of the movie. We were passengers sitting there, and when we were on our honeymoon, we saw Fast and the Furious, the first one,
Okay.
number 1, at the drive-in theater in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, how funny.
And I loved that movie. I was like hooked. So I've been a long-standing fan. And then to see my face
Oh, yeah.
in one of the movies, it
Oh,
was the
yeah,
coolest
that has to be
thing. I was
cool.
like,
Yeah.
speaking role or not, that's awesome.
And he really
There
got
I
to
am.
meet his favorite actor, though, Paul Walker.
Oh, wow.
They got to talk fishing and stuff. He was a really down-to-earth guy.
That is just too cool. Now, for a kid sitting at home who wants to be in a movie, who wants to do Broadway, who wants to be something, who wants to be the next Tyler Perry, how do you encourage people who have never done this, never done a casting call, never even thought about it, besides having a pushy mom? You don't
Right.
want to encourage the pushy moms. You want to make this choice yourself, don't you?
Right, yeah. It's something very personal and very time-consuming, as you know, being in the entertainment business.
Right.
The long hours. And it can be dangerous for small kids, so they need to be careful. They need to hook up with a reputable agent in their area by sending in photos that they've had a professional do, headshots, something like that. And be prepared to be told no.
Right.
For some reason, I haven't been told no a lot, but I haven't been in the industry very long. And maybe it's just my timing, but there's a lot of people out there that get told no over and over and over again.
Right.
And they just have to keep at it. Don't let that discourage you. If that's your dream, go for it, because once it does break, it's going to be a big break.
Right.
And it will be a huge success.
Well, what they can do, what you got to look out for in this industry is scams.
Oh, absolutely.
People trying to charge you a bunch of money
Right.
for pictures and nonsense. I mean, the bottom line is you can take a picture with a high-def little camera and make a headshot right there at your house.
Right.
You know, you don't need all these photographers and all this mess. So you got to look out for that, and you got to exercise that acting muscle. If I haven't been doing a lot of acting muscle exercises lately, because I've just been busy. You know, I've got a family to take care of and all, and it gets hard to keep up with. Like, I do the music and the acting and everything, and sometimes I have to slack off on that and hit the gym and exercise other things. And,
Right.
But if you want to be a great actor, you got to figure out how to convey your emotions into a character, figure out how to learn a character rather than just words.
Right.
Like
You have to
my
pay your
acting
dues.
coach always said,
Right.
words are secondary. Yeah, I mean, you need to learn the words, but you need to learn the situation and the character and all that kind of stuff, and you can exercise that like a muscle for auditions and stuff.
Right.
All you got to do is get a hold of some scripts and practice. Figure out what monologue works for you, and get like 3 monologues. You know, an emotional one, a funny one, and then another one that's just you or whatever.
Right.
And just get them down pat and be ready for whatever all the time.
Is that pretty much what you did on YouTube that you sent to me?
That, what I sent to you was a monologue for an agent up in Williamton. They asked for me to submit a monologue by video. So that's what that was. Really, honestly, the way that we got into this was a lightning strike. And it just had to be. I don't know how else to explain it. Not many people. I mean, there's out of millions of people in America, you get cast for one of the oldest syndicated, station in the world. So it was a blessing.
Oh, yes.
And it was a door that opened. So any kids out there, don't give up on your dream. If you ever have any questions, you can find me on Facebook under Heather Matteson, and I will be glad to give you any kind of direction that I know that's safe.
Right. And that is the thing. There are basically scalpers out there who will take advantage of everybody, and they might see. I referred you to this thing that happened to me when I was a little bitty girl. I was like 3 years old. I had really curly hair like Shirley Temple, and I was sitting on a stool at the Piedmont Pharmacy in Atlanta. And Mother and I went there every afternoon, and I had my little coat laying across the counter, and I can remember a man telling Mother that she looked like Barbara Stanwyck. And then he said, "You should cast your child in movies. She should be in movies." And Mother said, "She's too special to be in movies. She's mine." And Mother, and that was it. And I can remember her telling me about that. And she said, "You were the perfect kid. You could have been in movies, but I didn't want to exploit you and do that." And there are parents who would say that same thing. And then there are parents who say, "I really want my child to do this."
Right.
Now, I would love to see you be me, but I wouldn't live my life again for $1 million. Isn't that weird?
No, I have some of the same things
Isn't
that
that
happened to me in
weird?
my background. Some of the, not the same stories. I can't wait to follow you around and shadow you, because I'm going to have to study you and learn your character. And I think there's going to be a huge
Can you
difference.
sail China? Because I could throw a plate.
I'm
so
going to learn.
good at that.
I'm
She's
going to
real
learn.
good at throwing
so
phones.
good at that. I'm a phone
Us
queen.
Southern girls can throw stuff.
I'm the phone queen. I could take a phone and I could beat that phone to death.
Pick a gnat off the wall.
Yeah. I think it will be interesting to see how anybody would portray the survival, because when I looked back and I got very, very depressed. I started writing this stuff about 3 years ago, and I would get very sad, but I always chose to write in the winter, which is a bad thing to do, because winter is a downtime anyway. So on rainy, cold nights, I would sit till 3 in the morning and I would write. Then I would be very down the whole next day.
Right.
So I advise everybody, if you're writing anything about yourself that's true, that hurts right in the middle of summer, Right in the middle of
That's
summer
good
when it's a
advice.
beautiful time. Yeah,
Yeah.
because during that beautiful time, the things don't look quite as bad.
You can recuperate it. And,
You
and it's
can.
good therapy too.
Yeah.
I have found that acting and going through the classes and then preparing and rehearsals for this movie that I'm doing, it's therapeutic almost somewhat. You get to live vicariously through another.
Now, how did you hook up with Goldberg?
It was another lightning strike. Somebody had called and told me that they were auditioning for this movie, and it was a syndicated film, which is going to be in, theaters. And to even get that kind of information without having an agent
Right.
is hard. So him and I, we packed up and went down to audition for it, and they decided to choose
And the
me.
audition was where?
The audition was South Atlanta, very close to Tyler Perry Studios.
Okay.
Very close.
Okay.
It was at the local YMCA. I don't remember what road or what the name, what city it was in. It was a drive. And we went in and we auditioned and came out, and I've never heard anything. And I thought, well, I didn't get the part. I'm not going to get too down or upset about it. And then all of a sudden, I got in my email. I guess about 3 months later, a contract.
3 months.
3 months
You had to
later.
wait 3 months for that answer.
Yeah, 3.5 months.
Wow.
Through the winter.
Oh, wow.
Through the winter,
Oh, wow.
And
the contract just said?
yeah, the contract, is offering me the character, telling me what I'm going to be doing and what they're going to be covering and what my portion of the movie is and, what to expect. And then come to find out, which was so cool about it, they casted a smaller girl who is about 10 or 11 who looks just like me.
Wow.
She's going to be playing my younger self as a child
Right.
on this plantation.
Wow.
So we're
Wow.
also going to be doing a soundtrack to the movie as well. Hopefully, it's going to be like a gospel, old-timey type soundtrack. I believe they're going to
That
add
would be
country.
so cool. Yeah. Yeah.
So, and the little girl is actually singing on the CMT or CMA circuit up in Nashville. She does a lot of outdoor concerts.
Can you give us, the movie the name of it is what now?
Connected.
Connected.
Yes.
Okay. And why is that? What does the name connect with the movie? Yeah.
Well, Connected is basically about how we are all connected to
Okay.
each other.
Okay.
Some way, somehow, some shape, fashion, color, creed, something like that.
Have you looked at your eyes?
No.
What color are my eyes? Green.
That yours change like mine
Yeah,
do, don't
isn't
they?
that weird? I just looked at your eyes. That is
Mine
so
go
funny.
from gray to green to
Yeah,
blue.
yeah,
He's
that is
always
something.
carrying on about them.
Yeah. Okay, the little girl who's going to play you. When you saw her, did you immediately think she does? Look
Yes,
like
it was
me?
it was
Wow.
scary. We should have her, me, and then you.
Isn't that
Yeah.
something?
So if we need a younger you,
Yeah.
I know where to find her.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I hope that you will inspire other kids.
I hope so too.
I hope you will inspire people who are sitting there thinking, I really want to try this. I really want to do this. Now, have you ever watched Ugly Betty?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. She is perfect example of not a perfect looking person. She's not the 5'2", 100 pounds and yada, 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 but she's in a great hit series.
Right.
There are so many things happening in Hollywood today that are featuring just average folks.
Yep.
I think she'd be really pretty if they fixed her up a little bit.
Absolutely. Well, I watched The Princess Diaries the other day with Anne Hathaway and Julie Andrews.
Yes.
And when you see the transformation of where they take her, because she had the big bushy hair and she had this and she wore the big glasses, and then they transform her into a princess.
Right.
And I thought about that, how they can take an average person and create a beautiful image with them.
Yes, and I think the thing in Hollywood right now is real naturality, to be natural in who you are, even in acting.
Right.
I mean, I still learn facial gestures and how to hold myself and, things like that, how to stand. There's a lot behind it in acting, and I look at TV a whole different way now than what I did before, because I actually see the art coming out from people, but
Right.
it's very natural.
But now, at 6 feet tall, that means they have to really watch who they cast you with.
It's very abnormal.
Yes, because
Very
the
abnormal.
average guy is going to be 5'8".
Yes.
So they either have to squat you down or they have to.
Or just not cast me. One or
Yeah,
the other,
yeah.
because my height.
You can't change your height.
No, and it can be a detriment. His height is perfect because he's a guy. He's 5'10". That's average.
Right.
But for a girl to be 5'10", 6 feet tall, that's not normal.
Right.
Some of your A-list actors are tall like that, like Cindy Crawford in the older movie that she did, or there's
Right.
a blonde-headed girl that did Friends. I can't remember her name.
The funny lady
Yeah.
on Friends?
Oh, I don't remember her name.
her
She's
name
real
either.
tall, too.
Tall,
There are a
yeah.
few tall ones, but most of them are petite and short. Absolutely.
Okay, so when you go up against that, if you know that that's going to cost you the part, you still try out.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the script. I knew that going and trying out for this character, I just as a gut feeling that you get, I knew this character was me. I mean, I'm naturally born in Georgia, raised, and have the accent.
Is
they
she
need.
feisty?
Yes, she's
Cool.
she's feisty, and I would say that she is almost the peacekeeper, kind of, sort of. I'm having to create the character because I mean it was somebody that lived in the 1700s back during the Revolutionary period.
Wow.
Which I think is really cool because I also belong to the Daughters of the American Revolution, so I feel like I'm paying tribute to my grandfather who's buried just up the road.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
in a point, and Bill Goldberg will be playing Willie Lynch. The Lynchburg letters is what part of the movie is going to be based on too. So there's going to be, you know, racial division there, of course,
Now-
at the time period.
Has Bill Goldberg ever acted in a feature film?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
yes. I don't remember the names of them, but he's been in
Okay.
quite a few.
Okay.
Quite a few.
So that's not going to be new for him?
No,
No.
not at
Wow.
all.
Okay, if folks wanted to go to a casting call, like I know there are movies around Atlanta and they put out the word, they're looking for a 25-year-old, they're looking for a 10-year-old, they're looking for so-and-so. Is it worth their trouble?
Yes.
They could get in as an extra
yes.
real easy.
Yeah.
Right.
If you get on the extra roster, which is what that is a lot of times, a cattle call, you'll go and get in this big long line.
just said, cattle
call.
They're
That's-
cattle call.
You get in this big long line.
That's what
you
they
go
do, though. They
through
herd
there,
you.
They take your picture. You hold up a card with your info on it. They take your picture, and then you start getting calls all the time for extra work.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
So
know,
that
and
would be a
if you
great,
have if
safe
you have
way.
a ride in time, and you need a little part-time job, it's a good way to get on set and learn stuff.
Right.
And it's an experience, and you make a little bit of money.
I think I saw, is it $35 a day?
No.
I think
No.
it's minimum
like,
wage, $8 or $9
It's like
an hour.
$7.50 an hour.
Yeah.
so-
Okay.
And they
okay.
feed you. So it's a great job
Well,
for...
and it's also 12 hours, so I think maybe it's $77 a day.
Is that what it is?
Sometimes they feed you really well.
Yeah.
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 We got some of the best food on the Fast Five set. I was like, wow, these
Wow.
they know how to treat you.
Now, for a summer experience for a kid who may be home from college
Yes. Do
and is
it.
thinking, I might like to do this.
Absolutely, especially if they have a future in film, if they want to be a producer or a film guy, camera guy, an anchor, they should, because it's going to give them the experience and one up on their competition. They're going to learn what a stand-in is. They're going to learn what different angles mean, and they're going to learn all the jargon that they speak on set.
Right.
It's important.
Okay, let's go back to NBC, July the 10th.
July 10th.
10 p.m.
10 p.m. I believe it's Channel 11 on ETC. I'm not sure. If just make sure to DVR it if you're not going to be home. Like I
Right.
said, we're representing North Georgia, and we do y'all proud.
I'm so glad, and it is going to be fun now. When Seinfeld went off the air, people went into shock. They're
Yeah.
like, I can't believe he's not doing this
Right.
anymore. But he's gone on to do film, and he still does stand-up comedy. Could you do a stand-up comedy routine?
If I had it written down, I could, absolutely. He writes a lot. He's a great writer. And so I would have him write it for me, and then I would do it. I get a lot of my creativity from him.
Can you make fun of yourself?
Absolutely.
Me too.
Absolutely.
Me too.
If you can't,
Yeah.
something's wrong.
Yeah, I think that is the coolest part of being you, is you can, if you experienced it, if it happened, if it's wild and crazy, go for it.
Absolutely, because you're unique. Everybody's unique, and it's important to have that uniqueness. And there is a magnetism that people get, I think, off of allowing you to laugh at yourself or them. It's important.
Well, somebody told me that they tune in every day for a Sherry fix, and I thought that was such a compliment. What a compliment.
Yes, I love
Because
watching
I will
you.
either bring you up or I'll take you down.
But you usually bring me up.
Well, I try. I really try. And I've done some wild, crazy, stupid things, but they were funny.
And the people you've got to meet are like
Absolutely.
Loretta Lynn's daughters. How
Oh,
awesome
they are
is
so
that?
cool. They
I
are so
love
cool.
her, big fan. and Merle Haggard. So
Yeah.
the people that you get to meet, and just like you were
amazing.
telling me, one of your people sends you something monthly, sends you a gift. That's important too.
Yeah, yeah.
You build relationships.
I think that's what has been so special for me, because so many people reach out to me, and if they see me, a friend of ours passed away not long ago, and I had a really, really tough day that day, and you get so many calls and so many letters and so many people who say, we felt that with you, and I think that is amazing to be able to be yourself and come across as the real deal.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah, I see you doing that for me. I really do.
I'm honored.
I do,
honored
I
that
do.
you would consider me for
I
your
do.
movie.
Okay, the movie that you're going to work on with Goldberg will come out when?
We're hoping to be in production in July, and hopefully the writer, Mr. Crenshaw, told me that hopefully it will be in theaters, or ready to be in theaters end of year, beginning of next year.
Okay.
So making a movie is a long process.
Oh, yes.
You know, getting the funding and the syndication and everything like that, all the paperwork that you have to go, and then the casting, and then the
And
editing.
a cheap movie, 10 million? Is
Yeah.
that about right?
Yeah, a good one.
Yeah.
A good one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so if you have $10 million sitting around and you have nothing you want to do with it, send it to Heather, and you'll turn it into...
And we'll do your show.
Yeah,
we'll do your movie.
We'll do. Now let's ask you something. You have a child. How do you travel with child? How does that work?
I have a lot of help from grandparents.
Okay.
A lot of help. Actually, there's one here with me today. Yulia, we call her Boonie. That's her nickname. You know how all kids give nickname. And then my mom, we call her Anna. So he loves it. He's very good and well behaved, and he enjoys it. If he wants to do something, I'll let him, as far as being in front of the camera, because most of the people that we've met are safe.
Did he get to go to New York with y'all?
No, he
No,
didn't get to
okay.
go, unfortunately.
Man, he was mad too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
He really
He's always
wanted to go.
to go to New York.
Yeah.
I
He
can
always
imagine.
has.
Hopefully we can take him though soon.
Okay, do you see yourself doing another reality show?
I would love to. Maybe we'll get our own show, and you know, I can hang out with you a
Would
lot.
that not be cool to show? Because in the South, we do have something really cool going on, and we say, hey, welcome y'all.
Absolutely.
Welcome y'all. And everybody wants to look and see what we're doing. Now, did you watch Designing Women when it was on television?
I watched a little bit of it. I don't remember a lot about it, but I do know the name.
I loved it, and I loved the idea that everybody thought that scene was in Atlanta. It was actually a scene of a house in Arkansas where it opened.
Right.
But I love that. And yeah, they made fun of us Southern girls, and yeah, most of what they said about us was true.
Yeah.
You know.
But we love it. We're glass houses. I mean, so you can throw a rock and it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
It just doesn't matter.
Now, your favorite film ever?
Would have to be Chevy Chase's Christmas Vacation.
Wow, I love it.
And then my second one would have to be, of course, fried green tomatoes.
Okay.
And then the third would be Still Magnolias. So all
Absolutely.
Georgia Southern girls in there.
Absolutely. Now, have you actually been to Juliet, Georgia?
No, I have not.
You need to go. You need to sit on the porch of the little restaurant. You need to sit there, and you need to look across the street, across the railroad track, and see the old building in the background, and imagine that when it was all covered with dirt. And you need to do your next video
That would be
for
great.
production sitting on that porch.
Yeah.
Because it is such a wonderful scene, and you could create so many scenes from that little tiny town.
Right.
Because it has the little shops, the little stores, it has the old manufacturing plant, it has the railroad track.
Right.
And it is a great place for people who want to act to go.
I'll have to check it out.
It's beautiful.
For
and it's
sure.
like an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes south of Atlanta.
And that movie
So-
did a lot for tourism in Georgia,
Oh
I've
my
heard.
gosh, yes,
Did a lot.
absolutely, absolutely. Now let's ask a trivia question. We're going to give away this DVD. If you can tell me, in fried green tomatoes, what was the staple menu item that they made that the detective ate every time he came to the Whistle Stop Cafe? Every time he came, he ate this. And you can't win, silly. Every time he ate, you're going to win a copy of We'll Have a Good Time. Call us at 866-939-2329. If you can tell me, what was the menu item? And you know, it is something, I love this stuff. Oh my gosh, I love this stuff. Call us at 866-939-2329 and you will win a copy of that. Once again, NBC, 10 p.m.,
Yep,
July the 10th. DVR. If you
Yep.
don't have the ETC package that has DVR, honey, you need to get it, because in the summer when you're out traveling and going you want to have a copy of something to watch, that's the best way in the world to keep
Absolutely.
it. So,
We do it all the time. And
So you can tune in and see me offend some of Hollywood's finest.
yeah.
on
absolutely.
that show.
Barbecue. And who is our winner?
BBQ.
Kathy what? Kathleen Bruce? Okay, there you go. Okay, congratulations. And it is barbecue. And if you have not been to the Whistle Stop Cafe, I suggest you get out in Georgia and you ride around and you look at why the movie directors, why the writers, why people love the state of Georgia. We say welcome movie industry, and we hope that you will come back to Georgia. You know, we have Emory University campus. We have so many
Right.
beautiful places.
Right. We
that
have
we can
beautiful women,
showcase.
too.
Yes, we do. Absolutely.
We have the prettiest women in the world. That's
Absolutely.
why a lot of tourists come.
Absolutely. And we also offer sweet tea.
That's
So,
right.
you
It
know.
doesn't get any better.
Now, have you ever been down in the Morningside area of Atlanta?
Yes.
Okay, because
Yes.
that's where we would have to do My
Sounds
Life
like a
Story.
plan.
And we could eat at Mary Mac's Tea Room. So
Yeah.
the best sweet tea
Yeah.
in this world. There's just
my
something
God.
about welcome to the South.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
have to have it instead of coffee
This
every
this
morning.
woman drinks sweet tea
True Georgia.
like dogs drink water. That's all she
Look, we have a
drinks.
lot in common.
I drink unsweet tea with a splash of sugar.
Do you?
Just a little. I drink unsweet tea in all the restaurants where I go. No, they say, Miss Sherry, you want your tea? Yeah, I want unsweet tea with a little splash of
That's
sweet
funny that
tea
they
in the
know
top.
your tea
Oh,
already.
honey. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you so much for being
Thanks
here
for
today.
having us.
Thank you. Thank you. And much success to you. And we hope that now, will this after the July 10th? Will it re-air?
Possibly. Right now they're running advertisements now on
Okay.
NBC. So if you look real quick, you'll see advertisements for the marriage ref already.
Okay.
But very possibly.
Okay.
And
I
you'll
hope
be able
so.
to see it on Facebook and YouTube, and find me on Facebook. And
Now tell folks exactly how to find you on Facebook.
they can just type in Heather Matteson, and my fan page will come up. And
Okay.
send me a friend request, and I'll put you on there and
There
keep
you
you
go.
updated on what I'm doing and how our movie
There you go.
adventure's going.
We hope that one day she will be me. I'm going to have to get taller. She's going to have to get shorter. I don't know how we're going to plan this, but I hope that one day Heather will be me. It has been a great life being me. Thank you for being a big part of my life. From North Georgia now today, I'm going to do something I never do. I never say goodbye. I'll say see you later, only on ETC3. Here comes my buddy Rich Scott in Trading Time. I want to see if I can find the copy that...
Going out of my mind these days, like I'm walking around